So let's try another PSD file and see how it will work. So it's very simple, but the first thing we need to do, we have to create something, let's say a logo for a particular brand. Then we are going to try another mockup for this particular lesson. Okay, so let's say for instance a global hub, that's the brand name. Then you want to create something for that particular brand. Then the color they want you to use is orange and black, or orange and white. How can you modify, or how can you manipulate these three varieties of color so that at least you'll be able to create something unique? So the first thing you need to do is to determine the initial. So since you have a global hub, it means you are dealing with G and H as a kind of monogram logo. So we have to create letter G on its own. Then the next thing we need to do is to look for better font that will be able to showcase that. And in order to do that, there are varieties of font that can work for that. So take it for instance, if we are talking about leaks pattern, that one will be able to work that out. So you can increase the size for that. It will be able to stand both, and it normally stand independently, and that one will be able to give you exactly what you wanted. So once you're able to achieve that, then the next thing you need to do is to increase the size. You have it positioned at the center, then you centralize it using a relative position. So after that has been done, then the next thing you need to do is to use your grid as a kind of a demarcation. Then you are going to copy, then write the next alphabet, and that will be letter H. Remember, we're working on global hub. So once you're able to do that, we need to cut out one particular part for us to be able to create the brand we are looking for. So you can do anything with this. Only thing that can make it to turn to object is for you to copy, then you hide this after you duplicate. So the replication of it is what you are going to merge. So after you merge them, then it will serve as an object, not a text anymore. Then you access your eraser. So when you access your eraser, you are going to deal with the cutter. So you go to the cutter directly. Then when you go to the cutter, you are going to cut out some bit here. Then you long press it and you adjust it to crop out the one you are not needed. So once you are able to achieve that, you are going to increase the size a little bit. Then you turn on your demarcation. You understand? Turn on the demarcation like this, and you position it on top of this. Position this at the bottom as well. Then you go in there by off the demarcation. Then you should be able to position this at this particular corner. So once you are able to do that, then you have everything at the tips of your hand anyway. So immediately you are able to achieve that. It's very simple. You can drag this towards this particular hub. Okay, so once you do that, we need to close the mouth anyway. So after you must have positioned this here, you drag this one out a little bit. Then we are going to go to the shape, the radius, increase it until when the mouth form circle. Then you are going to use it to close the lower part of this particular shape. So close it, then you have this picture. So if you are not getting it, the next thing you are going to do is to change the color to red. It will be able to give you at a glance what you are doing. So you can go back to the shape. So when you go back to the shape, you will have this particular position. Go to the color, change the color to what can make it to be obvious. Then you drag and crop it to exact position you wanted. There's no any cause for alarm for you to continue giving the figure to the radius until when it gives you exact what you want. Okay, so after you are able to do that, then the next thing is to go into the color, have the color being changed to the color of your choice. Then you go to the cutting parts of the image that you're having here. So you are going to give it. Then when you look at it, boom, it gives you exact shape that you wanted. So once you are able to achieve that, then the rest are so simple. The next thing we need to do is to merge it together. Then we give it two different color entirely. And how can we achieve that? It's very simple. You go to the color, then immediately you achieve this, you are going to draw out another shape. So drawing out another shape will be very easy. Okay, so cutting out another shape will be very easy. So the next thing we just do is to go to mask. So when you get to mask, you draw it out as perfect as this. So you are going to do the same thing here. So just have a kind of a rough sketch. So immediately you achieve that, enable the mask, then click outer part. So you have something in zigzag way like this. It will be like kind of a rough sketch, but it will give you exact perfect stuff that you wanted. What is the essence of this? It will be a kind of a pattern overlay to the cutout image. Then we can give it a different color, so that will be on top of this, so we can make it to be more lighter. Okay, perfect. So after that, you fade it. You are going to fade it. Okay, fade it a little bit to be part and parcel of that particular color. Okay, perfect. Then the next thing we need to do after that has been achieved is to give this a different color. So I'm going to give it a color black, then I'll make it to be more deeper. So after that has been done, you stretch this towards the edges. Then immediately you give this and you achieve that. It will be very easy for you to grow up a little bit. Okay, grow up a little bit, stretch it out a bit, stretch it out very well. Then you are going to move it out. Then you'll be able to have something of this nature. That is exactly what we are trying to achieve. So after that has been done, then the rest will be very simple for us. Okay, just make sure that the mouth is somehow closed. Then we can increase the length of this letter H a little bit. Just increase it, then increase it at the right part here. Then you screw it up. Now give it the color of your choice. It will be very easy. So we can use the color picker. Use the color picker to pick this. Then you give it the same color. So you have to double check it to make sure that there is not any overlapping and it's not exceed each other. That will make sure to make it to be professional. So you can add this to this a little bit, then you adjust. So immediately you achieve what you want, then you zoom in again. So after that, we are having an accurate set of this stuff. So immediately you achieve that, you can increase this a little bit to come down to your taste, or you send it to the front, then increase it, set it back again to be in line with this. So if it is too much, you can reduce the size and you have it back. Still reduce it, have it targeted to this part. Okay, perfect. So now you can merge everything together. Just merge it. Okay, perfect. So once you achieve that, reduce the size a little bit. Okay, then you go to the text area, having a global up. Okay, perfect. Then you increase the size a little bit. Increase the size a bit. Go into the style, having the style position here. Then you go to the stroke, apply a little stroke, and then reduce the stroke a bit. You get exactly what I just gave you. So what you are going to do is to access your gallery. So when you get your gallery, you locate a particular object, a kind of an object that can captivate or make this to stand out. So I'm looking for a kind of or I can form one anyway. So you can go to your shape, having a shape like this, and you are going to draw it out, position it underneath a little bit, have it stretch a bit, then boom, you are good to go. Go into the color checker, change the color to this. So once immediately you change the color to this, it will be very easy. So what is the next thing that we can do to this? So I want to change the color. So what I'm going to do is that I will stretch this toward hand, then have the color being changed. Okay, perfect. So the next thing I'm going to do after that has been achieved, it will be very easy. I will detach this hub from what we have here, while I'm going to type the hub on its own. Why? Because I want to give it two different color, so which will be very easy. So after applying this color, then I will go to the color, then I will change the color entirely to black. So that one will give me an avenue to go to stroke and give it different color. Then I will go to the shape, crop out a shape like this, position it at the top, then you are going to position it down, then change the color of this, send it to the back to see how it look. You can lock the hub for you to be able to manipulate this. Okay, so bring this one down a bit, so you will have this one there a little bit, stretch it or move it towards here, then you will have a perfect picture of what you are looking for. So immediately you are able to achieve that, we need to just put a slogan here: globally unique. Okay, so we just put globally unique for you. So we go to the font. So let's click the hair on the kind of a font we want to use. So we can use Roboto condensed. We use a Roboto condensed font. Then we have to space it to be able to cover this particular area. Immediately you position it that way, you centralize it using a relative position. So after that, go into the color, then you change the color to black for it to be able to blend here. Then you look at the color very well. I mean, the font you use, is it really fitting? If it is not fitting, you can adjust it. But I prefer to use a Roboto that is lighter than this one. So I have to select that. So in order to select that, I will type Roboto under the text font. Then I will look at the Roboto condensed one that is not really bold as bad as that. So you make sure you position it here a little bit, so you have this particular stuff. So after that has been done, then you can go to the text area where we have a hair product. So after the hair product, you put a kind of a demarcation a little bit where we have a revamping. Then after that, we have what we call a packaging source. Then after that, we have what we call a phone accessories. After that, we can't just put drink. So the next thing we need to do is just put an order and orders and drinks. So once you are able to do that, we position it underneath a little bit. Just stretch it a bit so you can adjust it a bit. So when you have this, you just go to the font, select the font of your type. So take it for instance, you can maintain the same font anyway by using Roboto, but Roboto is somehow closed, so it might not give you exactly what you want. So let's use outfit. So when you use an outfit font, it will definitely give you what you want. So just space it a little bit, like 2%. Then you are going to position it to the center. Go to alignment and you align it to the center properly, so you can increase the size. The essence is to make sure that everything is obvious. So immediately you position it, what do you need to do? Just space it one after the other, okay, and reposition it to the center. So you can stretch it a little bit as well, then reposition to the center. So after that has been done, then the next thing is to just bring in the logo and others. So like for instance, the one we merge together here, we can position it, reposition, and recrop it, okay. So we can now merge the rest and move it up a little bit. So move it up to this side. So once you achieve that, then the rest will be very simple for us. So I'm having a bad feeling of adjusting this a little bit. So close it, adjust it, and you centralize it again so that everything will just be at a glance. So now let's go to, but before that, let's go to the contact. So I want to just copy this, then I will go in there, type 2347034600781. So once I'm able to type that, then I will bring it down here, then reposition to the center, then I can copy. After copy, then the next thing I'm going to do is to just type at global hub underscore hub. That's an Instagram account. Then I'll position that at the bottom here. Both will be in white, okay. Then I will now go to my sticker where I have the contact icon. I will pick any of my desire one, any one I actually wanted. So I will just select this, then crop it, position it at the top of the phone number that will be there, then you centralized. So after the centralization, you can bring this one down a bit. So what do we need to do? You don't need to undergo any stress, just copy and recrop this one. So after the recropping, you are going to position this one to the center as well, and it will be cool like this. Okay, perfect. So you check it very well, you make sure that one is not as big as another, so in the sense that they are uniform. So now we are good to go. So the next thing we need to do after that has been done is to just go to transparent background, and then you have your stuff being saved, okay, have your stuff being saved. So once you save that, what kind of a color can we give this? You know that you can give it a black color, so we can give it something like a gray, like this, okay, something like gray that will be able to bring out the exact stuff. So we can now merge everything. So merge everything. So after you merge it, you can reduce the size a bit and you reposition to the center. So after that, you can resave it again by saving it with transparent background. Then you go to save and then have it saved. So immediately you save that, you can head in back to your Chrome browser where I said we want to try another mockup entirely. Okay. So when you get there, just go into the Photopea website. So when you get to Photopea website, the rest will be very simple. Okay. Just reload it to make sure that there is no any previous work here. Okay, perfect. So the next thing to do now is to visit our gallery and we bring the mock-up of our desired text. So I want to go to, so let's say I go that I visit this. So this should be able to give me exactly what I wanted. I'm looking for my mock-up, okay? So let's go to this premium mock-up. So it took a time to load. So I should be able to, so guess it's not here, right? So visiting here is not there. So I can go to, let me visit to see whether it's there. So sometimes it take a little time to load. So you need to take your time and if it is here, so if it wasn't there, you don't need to entertain fear. Just let's recheck another place. So this supposed to load. You then go to, let's check the premium one. So we should be able to find one here. So we having it, then we can tap and to see. So sometimes when you import a markup, it might not show. So you don't need to stress yourself. You are going to repeat the process, and if it is not responding, there are two options. It's either you open a new page, okay, or you wait. But when you realize that you have been waiting for like a minute and nothing show up, so there's something you can do. You can just try at least to visit another page, okay, while you are still checking this. If nothing was showing there, so sometime this particular stuff, it's having what we call a retentive memory. So the previous action might still be there, so it will not responding until when it will load what what is there before. Okay, so that is why you have to just be rechecking. I normally encounter that because sometimes when we're designing and we got what we wanted, so we don't need to pay attention to the next thing, we won't close it. So we normally have an issue. That's one thing I want us to learn here. So if it is happening like that, I don't think that not something wrong with the website. So it's try at least to balance with the previous work. So you keep on just loading it. So it's better, it is advisable whenever you are doing anything here, you make sure you close it after you are done with everything. So you realize that it's fast when it's loading, but it's not responding to anything. So another thing I normally do is to close it. So once I close it, I will have another page, or I will change the data. So when you change the data, you can reopen it and you can see it responds. So you still type it. So if it is not still responding, you still visit another one, it will still responding, then you go to it again. So until when it's able to respond to you, okay. And sometimes when you type a template will respond, but because you have a previous work here, so it will seem like it's not responding. So I want us to try that wooden markup, but if nothing's still done, reload it. Let's see whether it's network. So it seems it's network, that's why it's not working. So we can change the network back and try it again. So this is an offline, don't misinterpret that. So you can see offline reloaded again. So the online, it is not online yet, so whatever we're doing might not work. So I guess it is online now. So let's try it out. We should be able to have something while we're trying another thing here. So we should just be trying something. So let's visit this place to try another thing out. So among the varieties of the logo we have here, we are going to try one out. So I guess we should try. So after I've refreshed everything, so I think when you tap here, so you can just bring it directly from here. I want to just access it directly. 3D logo Wooden Mockup. So I want us to check out this 3D logo Wooden Mockup. The reason why I show you the previous stuff is, for instance, you might be experience such, so it is your browser. So if possible, you can clear the cache and you reload it. So it will give you exactly what you are looking for. But if you are not really exercising patience, so you might be thinking something wrong with your phone or something wrong with the website, whereas there's nothing wrong with it. So after you have that, just tap on the layer here and double tap where it asks you to place your logo. Hide it because you can see replace me. I'm going to replace you, don't worry. So click open and open from the computer, and we are going to just bring the design we created. Okay, so directly we're going to bring that. So I'm bringing this one along. Perfect. So I will drag it down to come to the floor. So you need to be let your eyes open very well here. In a situation whereby you use a white as colors, so in such a situation, if care is not taken, you might not know that you are overlapping, and anything you are cropping, I just click on file and click on save with smart object. You might sometimes I do receive complaint that smart object is not updated or it's not showing. After you see that, you tap here. So let me looking at the screen of your phone. So in case smart object is not obvious or not showing on your own, it means you didn't upload mockup. You didn't upload mockup. If you really upload mockup, or which is the rasterized, believe me, it will show. That is it. So, and I tell you, the file extension for PSD file is .psd. So looking for whatever you want to upload here, make sure that it ends with .psd. If you not end with that, it has to end with bg if it is background. So you can upload background and be thinking, when you see something like this, you now upload it. There's no magic there. Learn how it work and pay attention very well. Drop your comment, drop the question at the comment section. You are going to be attended to. So now I want to teach you how to retain the color here, so you can see everything is just wooden. So I don't want that. I want to retain the original color. So tap on the file, go to extraction. Okay, just click the downward arrow. The first one, hide everything. The second one, click on the drop down arrow at this part where my cursor touch. Click on a gradient overlay. Okay, and you hide it. So after you hide it, check, it must have display. Perfect. So you can see everything. So there is another thing we can still check. I want to tap on the layer back and enable this check. So which means everything is obvious, but remember this letter G, something is wrong with it. So there's something I need to do. I will go there and click hide the overlay, leave order. So it gives me exactly what I wanted. And this is cool, right? So it gives me exactly what I wanted, and it's enough. So I will still check what is happening. So let's hide the effects. Okay, effect and embosses are working together. So I guess we should hide the embosses. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it's cool like this, right? So the third one here, let's hide everything. Let's check. I guess this is seem cool. It seems to be cool, right? Okay. I guess everything is perfect. Tap on file, click on export and click on page. We have our results now. We're going to have the preview of what we just did. Click on saved. Then let's be looking at it. Cancel this. And then let's view it. So you can see the results achieved with your smartphone. Thanks for watching. Drop your comment, question at the comment section and it shall be attended to. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe if you are new to my channel. God bless you.